Hello there all my lovely jewelry makers, I'm Christina of CSLdesigns, and in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to make this broken rainbow beaded kumihimo bracelet. So of course you get all the beautiful colours of a rainbow, and then the rainbow breaks into a neutral colour halfway along the bracelet. And you can of course choose whatever colours you want to, it doesn't have to be a rainbow. Now if you want a written version of this tutorial, I do have one for sale in my shop, and it's also available to members of my channel and members on my Patreon. Otherwise, if you want to learn how to make this broken rainbow beaded kumihimo bracelet, then keep watching. So these are the materials that we'll need. Now we need a round kumihimo disc, and I'm just using a small one. Doesn't matter what size you use, you'll get the same result. And then we'll need a cord to make the braid with, so I'm using this s-lon cord just in a black colour as a nice neutral background for the beads. And the beads I'm using are 8 Omi seed beads in all the rainbow colours and a black colour. Now to finish off the ends, I'm going to use these kumihimo ends that have little loops in them where we can attach our findings. So I'm using a lotto claw clasp, an extended chain and a couple of jump rings. Now along with the kumihimo ends, I'm also using this E6000 glue. It's going to give it a nice strong bond. So you'll be able to find useful links in the description box down below. Otherwise, let's get it all ready and let's get started. Now we need to cut some lengths of our cord, and what I have is 4 lengths of about 1 meter each. And what I make sure to do is the ends are all even here. Then we need to fold them over in half. So put all the ends together, and then down here we have about the midpoint. Now what I've just done is tied a regular overhand knot and then wrapped it with a bit of scrap wire, and this is going to be our starting point, and we're going to now attach this to the kumihimo disc. So I'm going to grab the kumihimo disc here and then add the length of wire down through the hole in the center. Just grab onto it with your fingers on the back, and then we need to distribute the cords. So I'm going to grab 2 of them that are just naturally next to each other and bring them up to the top of the disc. Place one on either side of the number 1 there, and then take 2 cords opposite there and bring them down exactly opposite those. So we're keeping the cords in pairs, and then bring the other 2 towards the left right next to each other, and the remaining 2 towards the right. So they're all separated out evenly across the disc in pairs. Now what we're then going to do is make a short section of the braid before we start adding in any beads. So I'm just going to start from the top, and I'm going to release the left cord out of those 2 top ones, bring it down to the bottom of the disc, place it into the left slot right next to the pair on the bottom there, and then I'm going to take the bottom right one, release it, bring it up to the top and place it on the right one of the top cord. Now turn your disc a quarter and then release the top left one, bring it down, place it into the bottom slot there right next to the other pair, and then the bottom right one goes up into the slot on the right side of that top cord, and then turn the disc again a quarter. And basically we just want to keep doing this. So the top left cord comes down and the bottom right cord goes up, and you can start to see the cords are actually moving around the disc. We just keep turning it a quarter at a time, moving the cord to the opposite side until we have about 1 centimeter of braid. So now I've got that short little end of the braid. You can see it starts to come out of the back here, and we have the length of wire we can grip onto. And then now it's time to start adding in our beads. So this is the pattern that we want to add the beads in. But a couple of things I do just want to mention is, first of all, this setup is made to start from the top left or bottom right, because that's the way I work with my kumihimo. But if you start with the top right cord or the bottom left, all you need to do is add the beads in a mirrored image. So imagine that you have a mirror in front of your disc, and then you would add them in that mirrored image, which means the beads on the 2 top cords would swap places. Obviously not the cords themselves, but the beads on them, and the 2 bottom ones also would swap. Now on the side, they would swap across the middle, so the 2 top ones there across the middle with each other, and also the 2 bottom ones across the middle, and that would then be the mirrored image. So you can still use that same picture and basically just flip it. And you can also make this a different size. Now all you need to do if you want a longer braid is you need to add some beads, and I would recommend doing it on both ends. So you basically just want to continue the pattern. So obviously on this end it's easy enough, you just need to add more black beads. And then on the other end you want to continue the pattern that's on that same cord. And I recommend that you add the same amount on both ends. That way you still get it nice and even. And of course you need to add the same amount of beads on all the lengths. And equally, if you want it shorter, all you need to do is remove some beads on either end, of course also on all the lengths, and make sure it's the same amount on all of them. Otherwise, once all the beads are in place now, we just need to start adding them into the braid. So we just need to continue with the cord that we're due to use next. Again, I'm going to release the cord from the disc. So I'm taking the top left because that's the next one I'm due to use. But then as I'm releasing the cord, I then want to grab the very first bead that's available and let that drop all the way down. So just one bead at a time. And you just want to make sure it goes all the way into the middle underneath the cord that's going out to the side. Now it might do it itself, otherwise you can just push it in there with your thumb. And then bring the cord down. Continuing the same pattern, and then we need to take the bottom right one, and then as I'm releasing the cord, I'm also letting that one bead drop down into the middle. You can just tuck it in underneath the cord going out to the side, and then bring it up. Then we turn the disc, and we just continue like this. So now basically every time I'm moving a cord, I'm adding in one bead. So let that one drop down as I'm bringing the cord down to the other slot, and then grab the next one, do the same thing, let your bead drop down, tuck it in if you need to, trap it in place by bringing the cord up into that slot, and then like I said, you literally continue like this, pushing it in if you need to, until we've used up all of the beads and all of the lengths of cord. So now I've used up all the beads here and all the cords. Then we just need to continue braiding without beads for a bit. So just repeat that same technique, just like we did in the beginning. So we have a short end to be able to finish off the braid with as well. So just about the same length as we have on the other end. And once we've then finished braiding, what I'm going to do is just secure the end so we can remove it from the disc. So I'm going to take the two cords that I was due to use next and release both of them, then bring them across the middle and just tie a regular knot and tighten that down right on the end of the braid there. Then I'm going to take the other two cords from the same pair and repeat, make a knot across the middle and tighten that on top of that previous knot. Just pull them nice and tight. Then I'm going to go to the other pair and then grab two cords that are diagonally opposite here. Tie them across the middle. And then I have two cords left, and I'm going to repeat the same thing. Create that knot across the middle and tighten it. And now because this is the last one, to avoid it coming undone, I'm just going to create one more knot on top of that first one. And then that shouldn't come undone. And then we can just remove our disc and we have our finished braid, where we now just need to finish off the ends. So first of all, on the one end, we can just remove the length of wire that we added in the beginning. So just undo that and bring it away from the braid. So just undo that and remove it. And then on the other end here, we need to get rid of these excess lengths of cords, of course. But we also need to make sure the end is nice and secured. So this is where our glue is going to come in. So we just want to get a little bit onto a toothpick. Of course, you can use whatever you have handy. And then on the end with the cords here, I'm just going to add glue around where the cords are coming out from the braid. It's just to secure them in place, so when we cut them off, the braid isn't going to unravel. So just make sure to go around all of them. And of course, then just leave this to dry. Then once the glue is dried here, you just want to go in and start to cut off all these cords. You can just do one at a time or a couple at a time. Just all the way into where they're coming out from. All the way around until we've got rid of all of them. And then you have your end here also ready for the kumihimo end. Add some glue to your toothpick. And we don't need too much because we're going to then put this inside of the kumihimo end. And obviously it's only quite small, and anything excess is just going to come spilling out anyway. So just get it inside of there. Make sure that it goes all the way to the bottom and around the inside walls. But we don't need to fill it up completely because remember, the end of the braid is going to go inside and take up some of that space. So just something a bit like that. And then we can just attach it onto the end of the braid. So of course the part with no beads on, and I sometimes find it can be a little bit helpful using some pliers because they can kind of get into places where your fingers can't quite get in. So just push the end of the braid inside of that kumihimo end, and of course you need to also add the one to the other end. Leave them to dry, and then we have these loops so we can attach our findings. So that is how you make this broken rainbow beaded kumihimo bracelet that you of course don't have to use rainbow colors for. That was just my preference. Like I said, you can use whatever colors you want to. And don't forget, there is a written tutorial available in my shop for members of the channel and also for Patreons. But otherwise, I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching it, and I'll see you in the next one. Hi baby.